As of this moment, I would like to discuss the roles and responsibilities of a project manager. But before I discuss the roles and responsibilities of a project manager, I would like to share some point of reflections. According to Winston Churchill, that let our overthinking and worrying be an advanced thinking and planning. And according to Dennis Waitley, expect the best, plan for the worst, and prepare to be surprised. So this is somewhat a very similar ideas on some project managers which are risk takers. These are the responsibilities of a project manager. We have other models and methods such as in planning, the organizing, leading, monitoring, communicating, and managing the risk. In agile models and methods, we have the managing the project scope, manage the human resources, manage the communications, manage the schedules, manage the quality of the output, and manage the cost. Okay? Before starting a project manager has to plan out what the project is all about. Creating a roadmap is the first and foremost duty of the project manager, because a project plan will be under consideration to select or not. In this phase, the manager has to look at the certain factors, including the task to complete one by one. Who will be doing this task? And what is the deadline for the job? Ideally, a project manager must prepare a strategy to achieve more in a less. By more, I mean more outcomes, more quality, more client satisfaction, while less refers to less resources and less time. So it means to say, there are more output but less resources. There are more outcome but less time. Thus, it is the duty of a project manager to find the quickest and easiest pathway towards accomplishing whatever it is in the client or the stakeholders wants to get to. For this is a project manager could take up any approach like Agile, Waterfall, Prince2, and so on and so forth. Preparing this strategy, or rather, this procedure is detrimental to the functioning of the whole team and the outcomes of the project. All in all, this project management roles involves 1. Breaking the project into tasks. 2nd, breaking the tasks and subtasks. 3rd, setting an appropriate schedule for the development of certain deliverables. 4th, defining a milestone in every deliverables. And the 5th, highlighting the project dependencies. The second role of a project manager is organizing or managing the human resources, yung mga tao natin. Sino ba ang gagawa nito? Or sino ba ang mga capable na gumawa nito? Now, if the planned project is selected, the next step for the job description of a project, the project manager, is how and his team will conduct a task. He will plan what to perform in the next phase, yung susunod na step. The next mission is to start implementing the project idea. So this is the project idea. Ito yung kailangan natin gawin. Ito yung kailangan nating tapusin para tumakbo yung ating business plan. So ano yung susunod after the project idea? So we need now to manage the human resources. A project manager will distribute duties to the team members about a particular plan. He will give a brief description of the tools that we can use, like a project management skills. Consider an IT project. A project manager will look for the resources required in the project and take his leadership role. Then the manager will distribute the tools to collaborate and meet them regularly and ask what problems they face and suggest a particular solutions. So ito ang magiging trabaho mo, ikaw yung program. Ito yung magiging trabaho mo, ikaw yung analyst ng system natin. Now, after a certain period, ano ba ang naging problema kung bakit hindi tayo nag-move to the next step? Ano ba yung naging problema kung bakit we encounter these risks? Then we will reevaluate our risk with this human resource. Another one, under all the various project manager roles and responsibilities, is keeping the team efforts aligned with everything that the organizations wants to achieve. Kailangan yan, we have a neat relationship doon sa ating project. This would take a serious effort so that you can develop a plan to support the team in reaching the goals easily. This would require for you to provide everyone with the required motivation so that people can work with the best of their ability. It is the project manager's duty to organize their team such that they can showcase their full potential in the form of their work. So kung maganda yung pakikisalamuhan natin sa project manager, do you think maganda yung magiging output ng ating mga members? Yes, of course. Kung yung taong itinalaga mo doon is capable in doing that, do you think that the particular plan or the particular deliverables or milestone in that project would be acquired? Yes, of course. Then a project manager will have to do sometimes put on the duties of human resources like negotiating current employers' job responsibilities, managing their times, and achieving their commitment to the project. Bids may be required, and contracts will need to be reviewed and keeping everyone in check to make sure that the team moves along in accordance with the plan. Apart from building the team that is filled with passionate people, yung mga taong nasa puso nila talaga na gawin yung isang trabaho. Who are self-sufficient, a project manager also has to make sure that the team works seamlessly as a single unit, maintaining harmony in the team and fostering trust. Nandun yung tiwala. Tiwala ng bawat isa or tiwala ng bawat isa dun sa bawat miyembro ng team, including na rin yung project manager niyan. Trust within its people is of the utmost importance so that everyone can achieve more and achieve fast. Kung meron kasi kayong tiwala na, kaya mong gawin ito, kaya nating tapusin ito, then that's it. At point of time, all deliverables will be achieved in time. For this, a project manager has to ensure that every member of the team gets regular feedback. At paano ba magbigay ng regular feedback? At paano ba magbigay ng negative feedback na hindi mo naman nasasaktan ng member ng iyong team? And that's it. No? This is how we organize as project managers. How we organize human resources. Everyone understand that their individual roles and responsibilities well. So ito, ako ang analyst, this is my role, at ito yung aking job descriptions. Ikaw yung programmer, this is your job descriptions. So don't jump onto another wall or into another job descriptions kasi magkakasalubong tayo at wala tayong matata. And everyone communicates well. Kung may kailangang tanungin, dapat tanungin. Kung may kailangang sabihin within the project, dapat sabihin. The team has enough resources and tools for effective collaboration. Always know that, and we should always do that. Third, leading and time management. To make good impression on stakeholders and clients, the project managers need to look for whether the project has succeeded or failed. A project manager needs to be able to negotiate achievable deadlines and discuss the same with the team. They need to develop a project that has the following features: objective, process, estimating duration, schedule development, schedule control. Leading is the most crucial role of a project manager. It consists of other duties of a project manager. A project manager should know how to coordinate with several people that would ensure that the project must go adequately. A leader knows how to manage time for a particular task. He will ask his team to complete the job. He must make team members follow some actions and conduct regular meetings. Leading also means to take decisions and monitor them regularly. A manager must think of the issues that can arise in a task, whether it is personal, whether it is in between co-employees, whether it is in between co-managers or managers and its employee. An IT project manager will conduct knowledge of technical problem associated with a project. In many situations, like a big project or various tasks involved in a project, it became critical to delegate responsibilities to teams wisely. It is a leadership style that every project manager has to abide by and be a good it eventually. It became the responsibility of a project manager that needs to be learned over time. A manager should not misuse this responsibility in putting blames or degrading the team members. The task to prioritize the team members so they become more effective in their abilities. The manager should also understand the strengths and weaknesses of their teams and according delegate the task to them. So be a good leader who creates an environment that fosters trust through meaningful delegation. Remember, guys, that a good project managers know how to use their tools well to help them manage their tasks. So ikaw yung project manager ngayon, kailangan you're familiar on giving them some technical advantage to your manpower para ma-manage nila ng mas mabilis yung task nila. Let's say, for example, you need to create a project assignment and a files, then you can show them how to use this program. You can also create multiple projects with the different members in your team the same part. The next one, we have here monitoring and manage communication. One cannot forget communication as an essential factor to have a successful project. It is crucial because project managers spend their 90% in time communicating with team members. It will also raise how a project manager plays a particular role in his ability to communicate with others. Communication is not only with the team members, remember, but also to interact with others. A project manager has to make decisions and to discuss he has to communicate with others. Now, paano natin gagawin yan? One method is, you need to conduct regular meetings. Scheduling regular meetings are difficult for all project managers kasi magkakaiba tayo ng schedules eh. Magkakaiba tayo ng target, magkakaiba tayo ng milestone. Take some initiative or take some schedule or take some strategies to schedule regular meetings. However, practices like the Scrum framework suggest that there must be a 15-minute stand-up every day so that the project manager can establish a status quo between the team. You will find out that conducting timely meetings that follow a certain agenda are actually good for your project and will definitely lead to success. No? The objective of the meeting should be met by communicating the rules of the project when it is clearly and entirely delegated to the team, to the entire team. The project manager should be ready from the beginning to prepare for meeting their objectives. They can set a meeting calendar and stick to it until there's an emergency to cancel the plan out. Another one is monitoring. Monitoring the progress or tracking roadblocks and managing the schedules. So this is the fifth role and responsibilities of project manager. Monitoring progress and track roadblocks. Most of the project manager's time revolves around monitoring the status of the projects. After the project has been started, a project manager has to see how much is done. So araw-araw yan. Kung pwede, oras-oras nga dapat nakamonitor yung project manager natin kung ano na ba yung mga natapos at kung ano ba yung mga naging risk during the process of doing the project. The progress of the project is made during the middle stage of the project through multiple systems. Ano ba yung mga multiple systems natin in terms of monitoring? Nandyan yung status report. Nandyan yung regular meetings. Communications, papasok na naman dyan yung communications natin. And informal updates. Yung informal updates yun, let's say for example, visit ka lang dun sa location ng isang area, yung programmer, yung isang system analyst, or yung isang designer. No? Kumusta? Hanggang saan na ba tayo? Okay, ano pa yung status ng ating project yan or ating job description dito. Okay. This responsibility will become easier if the project manager select a proper management system. Yung sistema pa rin, na doon pa rin papasok yung sistema, iikot lang dyan. We know it's easy to get lost in the weeds, sabi nga eh. That's why we've come up with a handy-dandy way to help you keep track of what needs to be done and when to be done. The project manager must know everything in his tools. He must make sure that the task he leads is on a perfect track. He must also consider the tools are being used properly or not. It will help him to think that he can complete a task in a given time frame. Many IT project managers even use the following step. You measure how the project is going through. You evaluate the quality of this project, and if there's something wrong, then you can correct this while we are going through the project. Monitoring does not mean to impose your decisions on someone. Hindi mo naman kailangan i-impose yung decisions. It's just looking at the things on how the project is going through. Today, a project gets completed with the collaboration of a project manager and his team members. Hence, it is better to pay a contribution to a project rather than dictating what must be done. Kasi well-detailed naman yung mga projects natin. What should be done and what will be done and when can be done. The next is manage quality and managing the risk. It is not very specific that a project will run very smoothly. There are a lot of risks along this project, along the deliveries of the project. However, the risk is the most crucial part of a project. They will surely come when something is under processing. Hence, it is essential to manage these conditions which might bring something negative in the project. Along the way, while we're doing the project, nandyan palagi yung risk from the start. And when do we need to evaluate the risk? The start, from the middle, or at the end, or before? And then, we need to evaluate while going through the project. Along with the monitoring of team members and the project situation, a project manager also have to consider what risk his project might face in the future. It is important to manage risk within a given time limit. A project manager's roles and responsibilities lie not just with the planning process of the project, but also within preparing for unforeseen events and unfortunate circumstances. A project has to be made risk-proof so that all progress is safe if the shit hits the fan, as we have said. This would mean that the project manager has to be familiar with the basic of risk as well as change management when management fails. They must know how to, number one, arrange for extra resources. Number two, manage time in difficult circumstances. And three, have an alternative plan to justify the expectations of the client. We have also what we call manage costs. Cost management is the process of estimating, allocating, and controlling project costs. The cost management processes allows a business to predict future expenses to reduce the chances of budget overrun. The projected costs are calculated during the planning phase of a project and must be approved before work begins. Kaya meron tayong tinatawag na pre-approved budget. So ito kasi yung kailangan ko eh. Okay? At merong mga strategies dyan like na zero budgeting, nandiyan ang bottom-up budgeting, and there are different types of budgeting during the planning phase. As the project plan is executed, expenses are documented isa-isa and tracked. So things stay within the cost management plan. Once the project is completed, predicted cost and actual costs are compared. Magkano ba yung nagastos natin dun sa actual na nagastos natin? Providing benchmark for future cost management plans and project budgets. Kasi hindi lang naman ito yung magiging projects. So we need to look into considerations of all these things. And what are the benefits of cost management and project management? Project managers should not underestimate the business advantage of effective cost management. In managing costs, the benefits of cost management, we have three advantages. Number one, we have the prevent overruns. By allotting costs in the early planning stages, project managers should ensure that they don't overspend on specific areas. O ito yung budget para dyan. So monitor na yan at eksakto na yung budget na yan. Maybe there will be plus minus lang naman dito 5% or 10%. Maybe due to taxes or inflation might be. Yun nga, hindi tayo kakaroon ng overruns. Number two, avoid risk. A good budget will have a risk allowance to ensure project success is not compromised if unforeseen cost arises. Nandyan yung aid future planning. Cost reports can help with resource optimization. This can lead to more accurate budgets in the future. And now, what are the challenges of cost management? Ano ba yung mga challenges na na-encounter natin sa cost management? Because project management can be tricky. Here are three challenges that frequently crop up. No? Number one, yung lack of resources natin. If a project budget is too small, it can be difficult to secure the required labor, material, etc. to complete the project successfully. Nandyan yung inaccurate estimation natin o yung poor forecasting natin can occur when a project manager is inexperienced. Kaya nga hindi tayo dapat naglalagay ng mga project managers na inexperienced to handle the project, especially pagdating sa cost. This can lead to cost overruns and affect overall profitability of the project. Nandyan din yung outdated technology. Project managers need to access intuitive, up-to-date technology and tools to manage costs accurately. Kasi it will help us rather than doing a manual labor for your manpower, pwede mo namang sabihin, ito gamitin nyo itong technology so that mas bumilis from 3 days, magawa natin ng 1 day yung project, yung isang activity na. Then you do it as a project manager. You ensure that they are using this intuitively or to this updated technology. Who is responsible for cost management in a project? Project managers are responsible for cost project management. As part of their role, they must estimate total cost, plan the budget, monitor spend, and prepare for potential risks. A project manager must remain vigilant throughout the cost management process to ensure that they stay within budget and improve profitability. I thank you very much. And that is the responsibilities of a project managers.